The following program contains coarse language and nudity.
Hello.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Bang howdy, VGS listeners, and welcome into the one, the only, the world-famous video game show, live once again from Game Trader 22 Hawks, St. Charles, Missouri, 63303. I am your host, Rich Bergen. Alongside me tonight, I got a full house tonight, so let's just go around. First, we got the one, the only, Mr. Matt Gurley.
Hello, everyone.
We have got the one, the only, Mr. FCC violator himself, Mr. Jake Friedel.
Well, hello again.
And a special guest tonight.
Who is that? I feel like we've talked about him.
I think I met this guy once or twice.
I feel like we should have called him on the phone.
We should have.
It's not necessary because he's sitting right here. Ladies and gentlemen, the urban legend himself, your 2017 president, running on the fourth party, the Problem with America party, the one, the only, Mr. Bob Friedel is here.
You could call me the co-violator of the FCC.
There we go. I like it.
Boom.
I like it. That's the Bob Friedel difference, ladies and gentlemen.
Rich is really pushing for this Bob Friedel campaign.
Yes.
So,
well, you know.
Are you his running mate?
Yeah. Yes.
What was your middle name for that? Dashiki.
Swahili?
Yeah, Swahili for dog.
So we're gonna do Friedel Dashiki as the sticker. Because Friedel and Friedel did test well.
No, Friedel Dashiki.
No.
You know, I'm starting to think we might have a chance if we run. I don't know.
I think so. I don't like to get political on the show, but I'm throwing out.
I will just have a heart attack if I run. So
No, you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Dashiki for president.
This is the fourth party convention going on right now.
On the shirt, we got what's it called? Empathetic or no?
Empathetic Bob.
No, apathetic.
Apathetic
Bob on the front, and then Jake Dashiki twerking on the back of it.
No, it's got to be apathetic Bob. Parentheses. Yes, that Bob.
Yes.
Fine, that Bob.
We
We
need to
established
convince
that's
them.
that Bob.
Yes.
Bob, you gonna be at? Hey, Bob, you gonna be at Mo GameCon?
Yes, sir. I will be there. August 13th.
Oh, yes.
Is that the date we're talking about?
Yes, that is Mo Game. Rich,
Oh, thank you.
run it down the middle.
All right, we're talking Mo GameCon. We're talking a lot about Mo GameCon tonight.
Hey, we're getting real close now.
Yeah, basically August 13th. So there's
Less than a month away, people.
Yeah, this is the second to last episode before the con. So this is kind of going to be, we're going to dive into a lot of the big details of the con tonight. Give everyone a chance to hear this and get your tickets now. They are still available. But preliminaries, Mo Game Con, August 13th, Elks Lodge, 6330 Higgy Road, Afton, Missouri, 63123. Go to mogamecon.com for all details, including purchasing your tickets. And we'll go over, actually, a little bit later, all the vendors and the tournaments and everything that's going to be offered at Mo Game Con.
I will say I just bought my tickets. I
Good.
bought my tickets on Groupon.
Yeah!
I got my
$7.
Groupon on,
Yeah.
and I saved money. I got the I think it was $20 for the ticket
Oh.
and the sweet ass T-shirt.
T-shirt!
So,
T-shirts.
if you're wondering if it's still up, I have no idea.
It is. It
Okay.
is. I just checked it. I believe it will be going until the actual con starts. That's
Okay,
what
if it
awesome.
doesn't, there is another way you can get a discount.
Yeah.
And that there is a price.
Yeah, you
can
just
bring in-
hand me a little bit of money and I'll let you in the back entrance.
No.
Wait a minute.
And the
Wait a
GameCon,
minute.
too.
No,
We're talking about the con still.
So basically, you can get your $10 ticket straight up. You can Groupon it for $7, or you can do. He's pulling out money. Yeah, you have none. Or you can do $5 and the promise you bring in 2 canned goods with you if you buy them online.
Which it's also for a good cause too.
Yeah, it's for the food pantry, and rest assured, people have jokingly asked, well, how are you going to know if you order it online? Well, here's what happens. You walk in with a $5 ticket voucher, and you ain't got your 2 canned goods. Somebody's going to be there to take another $5 off your hands because you couldn't go get some canned goods. So
Right.
Go get some canned goods.
There's so many ways to get in here for really cheap. Like I said, if you're going the Groupon way, you're just saving money. Sign up with Groupon, save the money, or bring the cans.
Please continue.
No.
We're back. Short break. Food arrived a lot faster than we thought it would.
It was fast.
It was a miracle.
It
And
was
delicious.
awesome.
It was delicious. So we're
And
all.
as far as I know, no hair this time, so that's a bonus.
That's
I think we did.
Speak for yourself, okay?
I was going to say, did you see when he was devouring those wings? He wouldn't have known or
Yeah.
cared
Yeah.
at that
They're-
point.
gone,
yeah.
inhaled.
Yeah. We'll get back to the Mo Game kind of a little bit. But of course, VGSmailbox@gmail.com is the show's email. Videogameshow.com, videogamesshow.com is the website. Facebook.com/The Video Game Show is also on there. And we actually just started a chat room in Discard. So if you want to ever talk with some of your fellow VGS fans or people who work on the show, go to the Facebook page, the VGS one. There is a link to the specific Discard page. Just sign up for an account, and there's usually somebody always online there. We'll answer questions and all that stuff. But we want you to email questions to us because we love getting emails, damn it.
More emails.
More emails.
Send us emails.
Yes. Send us emails.
Send an email.
Send email.
You have mail.
Before I go any further, because I constantly forget to do this, please plug your YouTube channel, Mr. Jake.
Okay. YouTube.com and then /Zebular, or you can look up my name, which is just Jake F on there.
Okay.
And my nice little icon is a motherboard and a Android guy.
Can you check and see if youtube.com/Dashiki is available?
I'm going to assume it's probably not, but...
well, it probably isn't now after we
into it,
just
yeah.
said that. But you got about 12 hours to do this before I... Well,
Fair
no, more
enough.
than that. I won't put it up that early. All right, so let's talk a couple of things. We're going to talk Mo GameCon. We'll get to that straight away. Big announcement real quick. Kind of a sad announcement concerning the con, but kind of a necessary announcement. Talked about the fact that the live VGS was going to get recorded at the con. That's not going to happen. Logistically, there were some issues came up, but more specifically, the con, just to be honest, and pull the curtain back a little bit and reveal some of the things about the con, essentially there's 4 of us. They're in the planning committee of the con. And right now, we essentially need all hands on deck to be working the con that day. And if we were going to do a show, frankly, my mind would not be on the con, it would be on the show. As much as it would be fun to do a show from the con, the more important thing is make the con a success so we do a bigger, badder one next year. Bigger and better, not bigger and badder. Bigger and, well, this is the 80s anymore. You can't get with it. Bigger and better one next year.
It's so bad.
Yeah, at that point, we grow up, we get bigger, we can get more volunteers to work it, then that'll be the case. Nonetheless, though.
I was going to say, more people that come, more YouTube personalities and whatnot.
Exactly, and that so you should definitely come out for that. But there will be members of the show on there that day. I'll be there. Matt will be there. Jake will be there. Bob will be there.
We'll all be there.
Rob, Bongo Party himself, Mr. Ron Brock, and BT, Mr. Kevin Corinne are driving in for the con, so they will be there. So I believe Addy is also going to be there. So there is
those
VGS
like
personalities.
VGS?
Those are the OG. Those are the Overclock cast.
Kitty
members.
Cat Addy?
Kitty Cat Addy's going to be there. So there is cast members going to be there. Keith Robinson's going to be
Kitty
there.
Cat Daddy.
So VGS will be represented. There just won't be a show recorded live during the course of the con.
But we'll all be there.
Yes. So definitely come by and say hi and that
shoot
sort of thing. And
shoot the stuff with us.
yeah, you can ask us questions. You can shake the Bob Friedel's hand.
I will have the shirt on, even if it's just a magic marker and a white T-shirt.
It will say
That Bob.
and on the back, that's the Bob Friedel difference. Bob Friedel 2016. Gotta get Spencer on
What
that
we're
one.
saying is this con hinges on Bob Friedel. Like everyone's like, yeah, there's a table full of Nintendo World Championship cards, all this stuff, and Shigeru Miyamoto.
Is that Bob Friedel?
Friedel.
I would love to find a conclave of screaming girls who just follow you around the entire day, just worshiping you.
Like a Bob Friedel wine mixer.
Yeah. Bob Friedel has a table, a vendor table. What's he selling? Nothing. It's just
himself.
sitting there.
Knowledge!
Sells his
Knowledge.
cents for $2.
That's true. That's true.
Rich
2
said
cents
Bob's
for
going to be on the
$2.
show tonight. I said I need to get $2 at the ATM.
That's what that reference was. I didn't understand that.
Yeah,
at
I
the
didn't
time.
get it. I didn't get it.
I totally forgot about that from last week.
Wow.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Wow, right over my head.
Oddly enough, I forgot my $2. So hopefully, Mr. Bob here will just cut us all a break. And and somewhere in the show, we're gonna do a segment called "Your $2 for Bob's 2 cents," and Bob's gonna give a breakdown on something he hates.
I like it.
Now
Yeah.
wait
Yeah,
a second.
this is a good
That's only
fundraiser.
if you go back and do one of your rants beforehand.
I have a gripe session here and there, but as Rich and I, well, both of us have already, our gripe sessions, we become hypocrites. New Nintendo 3DSs. That was a pretty big gripe session, and now I've got like every single game that's out now on the
Limited
That's
Run
legitimate
Games got a
gripe
gripe
show.
session.
Yeah.
That's
we all get those.
yeah.
So I'm gonna need a heart to heart to Bob. Actually, just a heart to the mic from Bob later on. You just
Whatever
plunder
goes
up in that
around
head,
it.
and whatever mainstream issues you
Now
want to
do some
tackle,
docking.
you just knock them over. But seriously, I want a Friedel GM session later.
Okay.
That's gonna cost extra.
Well, I'm already paying for Jake to come in the back. So.
Oh my!
All right, let's talk about the con.
Let's talk. Yeah.
For those, be sure if you're listening in right now and you have no intention to come to the con, just keep listening because we are talking non-con stuff after the con. We just want to take the time to talk about the con here because we want to get everyone excited, give everyone a chance to, purchase tickets, possibly set up travel to come into the con and all that stuff. We do have another show, but another VGS session before the con, but it's like days before the con, and at that point, we'll probably sound a lot more panicked about the whole thing at that point.
I mean, we're really rolling up on it right now.
Yeah, because I swear to God, I was looking the other day, I'm like, oh, we got like 3 months to go until that. Wait, we got like 3 weeks to go.
Yep.
Which is going to be like blink and it'll be 3 days. And it's like,
I
oh dear God.
really think it's going to be a kick-ass time, and there's going to be a lot of cool nerds just hanging out, talking stupid video game awesomeness.
Yeah.
And then I was kind of hinged, like I said, I was kind of like, it's going to be all right. Now that Bob Friedel's coming. I've
been coming the whole time, though, Matt. That's the thing.
He committed a long time ago to coming.
Oh, I'm not even gonna say anything.
So,
Continue.
anyways, I'm really.
By the way, the last more than 4 hours in Bob Friedel's America, you keep going. You don't need to call that doctor. That's the Bob Friedel difference. Bob Friedel 2016.
If you have
But,
a last 4 hours, call Doctor or have more sex. No,
Put a match on.
I am very put a lighted match.
Ouch.
Sadly, a deleted scene. Why is that deleted scene?
You could flick it. But I'm very excited about Board Game Con. It's one of those things where it's like, it's months away. No, it's not. It's right around the damn corner. But the thing is, even when we have our small meetups at someone's house or whatever, it ends up being a big ass get together. Everyone starts talking. You meet new people.
Yeah.
You find people with similar interests as you. You find people that you're like, wow.
Maybe you'll
that's
find
crazy.
that nerdy golden girl that you've been looking for.
Yeah.
Or it might be Matt.
Or it might be Miss Dashiki over here.
Yeah, I'll do what I got to do to sell tickets.
I'll be honest. I mean, for me, the first time we ever did, I couldn't attend the meetups because they always seemed to come around just a horrific time for me.
Or weekends.
Or weekends
You were
because I work
working.
weekends. But then the first time we did a tournament here, and I was running the tournament, is where I met most of the people in the retro group, St. Louis retro group. And then I got to know a lot of you guys from that. So that was a big thing for me. And made a lot of friendships in that. And, some nemesis. Hi, Martin. And that from these meetups, that sort of thing. So,
he's like at home.
if you're listening in and you're in the St. Louis area, you're planning on coming and you're into retro games, but you're not in like the St. Louis retro group or something like that, this is your chance. We're not as big of assholes as we sometimes make ourselves out to be.
I am.
Yeah, actually, all of us were pretty pretentious dickheads. But
Your face will be great.
in all honesty,
turn your back.
if you want to come talk video games, please
We'll
do.
teach you how to haggle at Applebee's.
Because the thing is, if you like video games, we like video games. If you want to talk video games, that's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
So
No,
honestly,
absolutely, yeah.
come out. It's going to be fun. Say hi to us and talk video. I don't even care. I don't care if you don't want to buy anything. If you just come there to meet new people. If you're shy, so is everyone else.
Yep.
If you're nervous about other people, so is everyone else.
You're in a room with people that essentially, you're in a perfect ideal situation to meet new people. You're surrounded by people that share the same love as you for the games.
And anxiety.
And
and
everybody's
social
going to be
Everyone-
talking louder than...
Right, and everyone, frankly, is a little OCD. You have to be into this hobby, and you probably have some social anxiety issues. Lord knows I do. Like, I will never talk. Like, if I'm sitting at a bar and somebody else is next to me at the bar, not acknowledge that human being. But I will totally talk to somebody I don't know in the middle of a game shop.
we got to the core of why there's no live VGS at the con.
No, I've done live shows before. Don't worry, I used to do live shows out front of GameStop at midnight.
Hello.
Well, it's a short show this week, but
don't know you. Ironically enough, if you put a microphone in front of me, I turn 1,000 times more comfortable than if I don't have one. I should literally just bring the microphone with me into the bar and hit record on this Tascam because then I come to life.
But yeah,
I mean, magic. Hey,
You're like Frosty the Snowman with a microphone.
there's Frosty. Are we on the air? check.
Some Freudian jokes together, but we'll do it.
Of course.
But I mean, we're out of vendor spaces. I mean, we are full up on
That
vendor
is
spaces.
And
awesome.
ironically enough, you brought that up, and
Awesome
Yeah.
memorabilia.
I have
there.
the vendors up listed. Let's talk about some of the vendors that are coming. Of course, Game Trader 2.
Yes.
And so
Yup.
you need to be there for that. The video game show has a vendor spot. I'm not selling anything, so I don't know what I'm selling $2 for 2 cents. Rocket Punch Radio is going to be there. Trading Games, another great shop in St. Louis, is going to be there. The folks from Extra Life are going to be there. The wonderful charity. Gaming Rebellion. I'll be admitting, there's a gaming store. I don't know much about them. Atomic Print Shop, and that does amazing T-shirt work. They did the T-shirts for the Mo Game Con that you can order the tickets for now and get that.
Now that is Spencer.
Spencer.
Yeah, that's excellent work.
Spencer and Trevor.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
doing the shirts too. So,
Yeah. Saturday Video Games is going to be there. I apologize to the people that are here. Looks like Cerulean Cerulean Games. Cerulean Games. I don't know. You help me with that one?
Cerulean?
Cerulean Games.
don't know.
I apologize to you folks.
But they're glad to have you out
Cerulean
there.
Games is going to be there. CD Reunion, which happens to also be in the Hawks Nest Plaza. Play It Retro. We Play Games. Toys of Our Youth. I actually got to go check out Toys of Our Youth's shop at the fair.
Route 66?
Route 66 Flea Market. Bringing both games and my other obsession right now, pop vinyls.
Awesome.
So that's very cool. Graphite Labs, you've heard, we've had Matt on this show from Graphite Labs. Their new game, Hive Jump, just hit Steam Early Access. They're going to have Hive Jump at the con
really cool.
for you to try out and play. By the way, if you do see a drop member named Bang Howdy, yes, that is named after the show. Alexander Sosa is going to be there. And then we've got a bunch of local collectors who are also going to bring in their games to
Is
sell.
Slackers not going to
Slackers
do
is
the
a sponsor.
They're sponsors.
They're-
They're not
I'm
doing
sh-
a table though. Okay.
I gotta believe they're doing it. Hey, Chuck! Is Slackers doing a table at the con?
They are not. They are promoting and sponsoring one of the tournaments.
Okay, Slackers does not have a table, but they will be. They are sponsoring and they are providing a prize for one of the tournaments.
Hey, Chuck! The meatloaf!
Want it now?
So that's a lot. That's a lot of people and vendors.
That's a lot of
and
vendors and
sponsors.
Awesome.
But yeah, I mean, we should talk about the prizes for sure.
Oh, we'll get to let me bring up the tournament section next. Actually, I don't know if I have. Hey, Chuck, we might actually need you out here on this one. Sorry, we need to borrow you on this. Let's talk about real quick. Get out of here!
Housekeeping.
Let's talk about some of the guests that are going to be there before we get to the tournaments. First of all, Adam Koralik is going to be there from YouTube. And that if you don't know his channel, go check him out. Adam Koralik, Korl. Koralik. Adam Koralik.
If you're into Dreamcast, I would be shocked if you haven't seen him on YouTube.
Yes.
And if you recently saw the WatchMojo.com top 10 worst NES accessories, he's on that video.
Yeah.
So check him out.
Crazy. Adam's super good dude.
Yeah, exactly.
Very
yeah.
cool guy. Good videos. Check him out if you haven't already on
Excellent
YouTube.
videos.
Yeah, Platinum Fun Guy is basically a console artist.
Yep.
If you've ever seen, he did the TMNT
NES,
Van
yeah.
NES.
Yep.
If you've come into the store, Game Trader 2, he did the special edition Mega Man Anniversary Sega Genesis. He does console mods, and they all look amazing. He'll be there on hand, showing off the mods, and
Yeah, he
Sung
also
him
did
as
the
well, I believe.
25th anniversary Nintendo
yes,
backlit. He also did the flaming shish kebab sword for Fallout. He did that as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
wow, that's cool.
Super cool dude.
Rocket Punch Radio is going to be there as well. VGS is going to be there. And then also Stephen Lucas, who is the, in case you don't know the name, he is the winner of the 1991 Nintendo Campus Challenge tournament, which is celebrating its 25th year here, or 25th anniversary this year. And it's going to be one of the featured tournaments at the con. What? What am I missing?
Nothing. Jake's being
Oh, okay.
Jake's
Hey.
being dashiki.
The shaker.
seriously, I want Chuck to come out here for this next part.
Go keep talking.
Okay, go tell him I actually
I can't
legitimately
talk.
need him. And
Magic is important.
well, I'm trying to promote his con. Well, our con, I guess.
True.
Our
And,
con?
I wish Chad had been on the show at least once time before the con. He's
I
the
don't know.
fourth
Maybe we
person.
could get him.
His schedule never seems to work out on show nights, though.
Oh, yeah.
We've tried to get him in here, but it just seems to never work on the show nights and that. So that's going to be there. A lot of different vendors, so a lot of opportunities to buy really cool games and to check them out and make contacts. You may find a new shop you want to shop at, like Trading Games, for instance. If you go to Jason's booth and you find some awesome stuff, Trading Games has an online store. They sell their games, online too. So you might find a new online connection to go check out. So definitely make sure to check out that vendor space as well.
Yeah, a lot of your vendors will cut you deals and stuff too. I mean, especially to work with.
That's the time to try and haggle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really is the time to try.
There's a time to try and haggle, and there's times to not try and haggle.
That's college.
That's college. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, no, I know what they are. I want to know what the prizes were. Son of a bitch. Okay.
You said I want to know what the tournaments are.
I want to know what the prizes are.
You should have said prizes.
Okay. Chuck, I need to know what the prizes are.
Damn it!
We have a general idea, but we want to get this right for you.
Yeah. Okay, so here's what the tournaments are going to be. Thank you, though, Matt. Thank you. Oh. Basically, to play in these tournaments, by the way, is included in the ticket price. There's no additional price to pay to play in these tournaments. You can just step right up to the plate and start playing them.
So $5 plus a couple canned goods, and you could possibly win $1,000 worth of stuff. That's awesome.
And get the opportunity to buy a game you've probably never seen, you've never had your hands on before. Some very high end game.
Yeah.
Of some kind, yeah. So definitely, that's one of them. Here's what the championship tournaments are going to be. There is going to be the Nintendo World Championships 1990 card, the very infamous one that everybody knows. There's the 1991 Nintendo Campus Challenge card, and there's going to be the Donkey Kong Country Competition card, the Blockbuster World Championships 2, which is a Genesis cards, and a Super Smash Bros. Melee tournament. So 5 different tournaments, 5 chances to win. Some amazing, amazing prizes, which I wish I had access to at this point, but unfortunately...
Chuck says you've been announcing them forever, and you should know.
I know what one of them is. I don't know what the other ones
What's
are.
the one of them?
What is the size of the TV we got? 50?
That's the one I'm going to pull up
Ginormous.
real quick. Give me just a second to pull that up.
I don't know the inch size, but I know it's ginormous.
Matt has used this line time and time again at the bar.
I don't know inches, but it's ginormous.
You're married now. You don't need the pickup line.
What is this? A wiener for ants?
What was that?
Zoolander,
Oh, how can we expect to teach them to read if they can't even fit into the building? We know the main prize for the Campus Challenge, which is the big tournament.
Right.
At the thing, it is a very large pie-end TV. I think it's 52 inches or something like that. I think it's about that. It's a good size one.
It's a ridiculously nice TV.
PlayStation 4 or Xbox One.
I thought it was PS4.
PS4, yeah.
PS4,
And then a
PlayStation
Retron.
4,
Yep.
a Retron 5, games for both.
You knew
and
in
that
your heart the
full
whole
package.
time.
Yeah, but I don't know what the prizes are of the other tournaments. I know there's prize.
They're
There's
still
awesome,
ironing out the Smash
There's
tournament.
awesome. I know that.
Yeah, we got a Wii U that's going to be up.
Oh,
for
okay,
grabs.
we use we have for grabs. Slackers is I think doing a $200.
Mind you, this
gift
is all
certificate.
new. This is all new. This isn't
Brand
something
new.
we just...
The point is, there's awesome prizes for all the
Yeah,
tournaments.
and I
so,
think there's a lot. You have a chance to win in quite a few things. So if you suck at one certain game, you might be better at the other. You got plenty of chances.
Right.
Yeah, like I'm terrible at life, but some games I'm excellent at.
I agree so much with that statement he just said. Even so much to the point where he was actually pretty right about the gaming thing too.
Point is, 5 different tournaments, 5 entries into 5 different tournaments, and that covered in the ticket price. No reason for you not to try. You might surprise yourself. You know, that kid in the Wizard didn't know he was that great till he started playing games.
Yeah, we saw a guy that we really thought was gonna like
Tear the
knock us
world
out
apart.
on. Yeah, in 1990, died on the Goomba twice. Mario 1.
Yeah. 2 times in a row.
There's like 3 things I'll never forget: the Alamo,
Your wedding
9/11, and that happening.
Why even bother?
Sadly, only 2 of those are on video.
And right now the listeners are going, oh, them and their inside jokes. Well, if you come out to the Mo Game Con, get friendly with us,
come out to the
you might start learning those
You'll hear
inside
some
jokes.
kick-ass, hilarious stories of awesome memories past, awesome events past. When we've had the legit Nintendo World Championship cart here. We've been able to see that.
How I got a blister over the entirety of my left foot because I wore the wrong foot layer for one of these tournaments.
We all read about that in Who Cares magazine. I was joking. No, Rich was a trooper that day. He showed up and he was like, "Hey, Rich, you run the front half." Okay.
In my Doc Martin boots, which I was not ready to stand on all day long. My feet didn't get food, didn't get fed anything.
The compensation at the end of the day, because I remember you're like, I want to get all these. Okay, just
free. Oh yeah, that was great. Don't get me wrong. At the end of the day, I was happy. At the end of the day, though, I was like, kill me. Ooh. Yeah. Okay, I'm better.
But there's a lot of fun stuff going on. Like I said, that NWC cart, whether you like Nintendo or not, that's a piece of gaming history that not a whole lot of people get to say they've seen and played, and that kind of stuff happens.
What was cool was it was the most nefarious of all of those cartridges.
It
was the one that was scribbled Mario.
It's the Harry Potter of carts. It's got the mark on it that you know, like that one's a little different. Like, if James is listening right now, damn, he's handsome.
Wait, who was it?
James.
Oh, James from wow, I did not know that.
So the James that's been on the show and
didn't bring the car. Wait, I wasn't here. Oh no, I was here for that episode.
You were working.
Is he in possession of the cartridge anymore?
I wasn't. No, I did not work that. I did not work that tournament.
The NWC?
No, I was not here for that one because he brought that one at Stevens. I wasn't here for that tournament.
That was the Goomba incident.
Yeah,
and I believe some gentleman called us some neck beers, which I can only imagine is a good thing.
I only take
that was the adjective to what we were accused of. But yeah.
I wasn't. No, I was here for the Extra Life tournaments
or whatever.
No, I wasn't here for that one. That's the one you're talking about.
Yeah.
I was not here for that one. I was here for the animal shelter one, and I was here for the
Start for Pause,
and I was here for Extra Life.
Oh, okay.
I was there for that. Well, I was not there for the Alzheimer's one.
That's James then. James is the one who
normally I save my days off to be off to come to those things, but sometimes you just can't do it.
Yep.
But
understandable.
Yeah, James is a listener, so he will
call me out for this.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I believe
that'll happen.
I think
that rich guy.
And I think he's getting ready to have another one of those, another tournament here.
Him and Chuck are working out the details.
Yeah. We'll announce that once it's official. And everything. So, but more importantly, come to he'll be there at Mo Game Con. So come to Mo Game Con.
Yeah. If you want to meet a character or characters,
James.
James Shield. Yep. He's second only to Bob Friedel.
Yeah. Just don't ask me how
I'll take the back seat on that.
Wow.
Shaking babies and kissing hands. James Shinemeyer.
So anyway, those are the details. It's August 13th from 12 noon to 7 p.m. Elks Lodge, 6330 Higgy Road, Afton, Missouri, 63123. Tickets can be purchased at what?
I'm just happy it's in Afton. It's down the damn street from me. Everything was always so far.
Matt's just going to drink the entire
That's actually closer for me, too.
And... for everybody in the St. Louis area, that is the coolest thing about this con. You don't have to drive forever to get to this con. And this is right down the street.
And it's in a good area.
Yeah.
Good area. Afton, South County, represent. What? Yeah. So 63123 in the hizzy. Don't you forget it.
Anyway, tickets are $10 flat rates. $5 plus 2 canned goods is another option. You advance buy them on mogamecon.com. You can buy them day of, I believe.
At the door.
At the door, yeah. Groupon is still going on. There's also a T-shirt offer there, too, to get an exclusive T-shirt. And that for $30 for the ticket and the T-shirt, or $25 with 2 canned goods for the ticket and the T-shirt. Go to mogamecon.com for all details on that. Purchase your tickets now, or wait until the door when you could get denied because we're sold out.
Yep. Don't let that be you.
Don't let that be you.
Get your tickets now.
And food will be provided by the Elks Lodge. I know people have asked that question.
How many tables are there at the Game Con?
I couldn't tell you the exact number.
I was going to say, max occupancy is 300, so definitely get
your tickets now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they'll rotate out, but I mean, yeah, the number of tables, I'm not sure. I mean, I do know some of these vendors are using multiple tables.
Right.
So, but I mean, yeah, there's a good... There's chances are, if you're looking for something, you're going to find it there. And that should not be disappointed in the selection of games. they're gonna be available. So that's the Mo Game Con talk.
Especially NFL fever. NFL fever. If you're an NFL fever fan.
He's got a fever, and the only cure is NFL fever. It's time to talk Viddy games. You start.
Why me? You see, you want to talk about something?
Yeah, you're.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, all right. How about this? What do you want to lead off with? How about this?
Why don't you get the ball?
Yeah, let's talk about the fact that which one do I want to start with? Okay, I know what I'm going to start with. I want to start with the fact that there are times where you should just let people assume what they're assuming and shut your mouth, and then there are other times you want to come out and say something, even though it might damage your it helps your credibility, but it damages your bottom line. That's kind of what happened to Nintendo.
We're looking at you.
So here's what happened. So we talked about in the previous show that Pokemon Go set the world afire. It's still burning down everything in its path. It's not showing any signs of slowing down. It is still insanely crazy. They've announced
out the wazoo too. Apparently.
Yeah, they're talking about all kinds of new content coming out that came out from this past week's Comic-Con. Trading's coming, new Pokemon are coming, new challenges are coming.
They're talking about having like thousands of players going to like monuments and then battling like large creatures and stuff, which is crazy.
The insane level of this free-to-play game is crazy, and frankly, you don't ever really need to spend money in this game.
Right.
And that there's plenty of ways to get the things you need without spending money. So it is pretty close to a legit to free-to-play game. And that, so anyway, we do know people can buy stuff, and they did because this game generated, $9 billion in the first week. So
wow. It gave Nintendo enough. Never mind.
Well, of course, Nintendo stock skyrocketed. It was, of course, based off of two things, honestly. Pokemon Go was a big thing. The other was the announcement of the NES Mini, which we talked about last time. And that, NES Mini is still very far out, November 11th.
We have a side
that was
segment.
not talked about in the last episode.
The NES Mini was not brought up in the last episode.
No, it was not.
It was like a day
the next
after.
morning.
Yep.
Oh, it was announced.
Well, you jerk.
You're the other jerk. I'm going to go ahead and check that. I have confirmed, yes, the NES Mini and the other.
You know what I did? I looked at my last show notes, and they were for overclocked that didn't record, not for VGS. So
Mini was the day after?
Mini was the day after.
We'll talk about the Mini in a second. But yeah, going back to what happened. So $9 billion, of course, revenue, and of course, everyone goes nuts, and Nintendo stock goes through the roof. As well it should, because, you hear about all this success in the present.
Oh, yeah.
Success that's going to happen in the future. It's going to all be great. Problem here was that somebody, I guess, finally got to Nintendo, and Nintendo came out and said, listen, we know this is making a ton of money, but we're not getting a lot of that money. We're getting a good amount of that money, but not a lot. This is going to the guys that actually made the game. Guys and girls that actually made the game, not us. So sorry for the misunderstanding. And as a result of that, the stock plummeted. Yeah. Not to the point of like everyone run out and sell out everything.
Went down.
The stock went down
about
significantly.
50%. Yeah,
but they still have made.
Oh yeah, I mean they're still making hand over fist.
It was literally like a roller coaster of the stock. It was like crazy high. Now you've lost some, but now you're still leveling out.
At the same time, I'm sure there's a lot of people that cashed out Nintendo stock after they saw the $9 billion.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're like, all right.
We'll just put it this way, in that Nintendo is not hurting financially.
No.
Not in any way, shape, or form.
This all helped them. It did not hurt them anyway.
No,
if this, the stock goes back down, it's Nintendo.
I know they're not into like rehashing stuff outside of the virtual desktop, but does anyone else, and we're going to get to something you mentioned last week in a second here. Actually, we'll get to it now. You mentioned last week, what is this going to do to the price of Pokemon games?
Oh, yeah.
Like the retro market
we actually
games.
looked up the prices, which I believe is $25 to $35.
It was $25 for blue, and it was like $35 for red.
Yeah.
Well, now they're all about $50 to $60.
Yeah.
They all flat out went up like $20 to $30.
Crystal is up to $70 now. I sold sales of Crystal.
Heart Gold's up there too now too.
Yeah.
Like that. Like the Pokemon market share just jumped massive because of this. And it makes sense because people play the game and then they're like, well, I want to do more with it. And then they hear, oh, wait, this was a game. Oh, look, it'll get it. Oh, wow.
Every flipper in the market is on Facebook. panhandling for every Pokemon game they can get right now.
Oh yeah, huge.
Even in our own.
Yeah, even our own little neck of the woods. But yeah, I mean, it's massively huge what's happened as a result of it. And we know Nintendo has been listening to the requests of the retro community because of the NES Mini, which we'll talk about here in a minute. But wouldn't it behoove Nintendo to, I don't know, make some physical production of some of the Pokemon games again? Just get them out there.
Right.
A collection.
You know, something of
Just
that
like
nature.
like a 3DS with all of them, like or they could do generation collections, like Gen 1, Red, Blue, and Yellow for $40. You could sell hotcakes, and just like every other generation, just do like a collection.
Right. The new 3DS may not have the hardware to keep up with it.
There's no telling. Emulate. No, that's what it'll be. It won't be effective like emulate Game Boy Advance. It'll be like, well, we don't know if the 3DS is capable of emulating Pokemon. The new 3DS can play all of the newer Pokemon collections.
I can see the branding now. It's NU.
And then the people will just be like, throwing money. And Merchant will say how stupid it is, and then we'll go out and
buy it, of course, because we're stupid too. And, because we're pretty much spoon-fed whatever Nintendo wants to feed us. Except for the Wii and Wii U. You somehow dodged that one, but me and Jake are like,
I'm still loving it. I don't care. I'll take flag for it.
I have a Wii that I have like the Wii
I just bought a new Wii game
and I use it for it's my GameCube actually. So I have Super Monkey Ball, and then I also have like the Wii Virtual Console at the time. Like when I first got the Wii, I went nuts. I've got like 20 games.
I was gonna say
across the board.
Just the digital stuff like Castlevania Rebirth,
Contra Rebirth,
even other stuff too.
Like Gradius
even
Rebirth,
the TurboGrafx games. I mean, just picking up.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, and I was gonna bring it up later, but did you notice what dropped on the Wii U Virtual Console? TurboGrafx games showed up.
Yeah, Rondo of Blood. You can download Rondo of Blood.
No, not on the Wii. The Wii U.
Oh, is that
the Wii U?
Oh, okay.
And Wii U is displayed in HD, isn't it?
Yes.
See, that's the only thing I would like to get a Wii U for. But then again, all I know is I'm going to buy all these games again because you can't convert them over because Nintendo sucks sometimes.
Not entirely true. You can do like a system like
transfer.
Yeah, you can do a transfer from your Wii to the Wii U. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. It apparently takes a while, but
then
you can do it.
The look on Matt's face, right?
Well, yeah, I was under the impression that with every different console, you had to buy individually.
No, you can totally do a system transfer.
So all my Virtual Console games
will transfer over to a Wii U if you buy a Wii U.
That is
and then you just pull them up in the Wii.
Very tempting.
Then you pull up the Wii fronts of the Wii U.
That is why I want a Wii U because I use honestly it's a media player. I have it in the other room for
the
like
minute
Netflix
we can get
stuff.
you a high definition version of Neo Turf Masters, you will buy a Wii U.
Or like I've been hankering to play Shining Force again, and that's on the Wii U or the Virtual Console store.
Which Shining Force?
1 and 2. They're I can get them on the Wii as well, but I want to be able to just have it in HD.
Right on.
Damn it! Listen up, Nintendo.
I'm sure they're listening in.
You rich bastards.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's apparently they also had a very successful thing at Comic-Con. They had a Pokemon Go pub crawl.
Yeah.
Wow.
And apparently it was such a success that other areas of the country are going to start sponsoring Pokemon Go pub crawls. Man, do you really need a bunch of drunk assholes stammering out of a bar trying to catch Pokemon in the middle of a busy
Yeah, they're kind of already having problems in itself with
but at the same time, it's fun. Do you like to go out and have a beer? Yeah. Do you like Pokemon Go? If you like both those things, that sounds like a lot of fun.
Do you like crossing traffic while you're inebriated?
Yes!
Exactly!
Yes, that's all I wish life was. I just wish I was constantly drunk playing Frogger.
Drunken Frogger! Yeah, absolutely.
Just Nintendo makes another big boost in market and then drops again because they figured out Nintendo Frogger wasn't actually a game, it was what happened in real life.
Just keep playing it until the sweet release of death from a Mercury Grand Marquis just hanging me over.
That's a very specific death by vehicle, a Mercury Grand Marquis.
That's all I know.
You don't drive a Mercury Grand Marquis.
My dad does.
But what do you drive?
A Maxima.
That's well, you know another car.
That's like I aspire to
That's my car.
You just said a car. That was the first
and
one.
that's the first one because that's what my dad has.
Mercury Grand Marquis.
I'm going to buy me a Mercury and cruise it up and down the road. Oh, Bobby knows.
Email VGSmailbox@gmail.com. Name the first vehicle you think of, and I don't think any of them are going to be as odd as the Mercury Grand Marquis.
Or awesome.
That was my
Shallow
car, actually.
Was it?
Yes.
Nice.
It was.
What was your first two?
I had a Dodge. No, I take it back. Not a Dodge Dart. It's eluding me now.
Okay.
Daytona.
Daytona, yes. That's what it was, yeah.
I was like, Duster?
Nope.
Okay.
Oh, that'd been excellent.
Okay. Fair enough. All right. Nintendo Mini. since we didn't talk about this.
If you don't know, you're here for the right place.
If you somehow
3-week-old news.
If you've never been on Facebook, Twitter, or have a television, we've got news for you.
You probably have access to internet, though.
Or have friends. If you don't have friends, we got something for you.
The NES Mini is a fire-breathing dragon that you train. We can
it's
say
the
anything.
Pokemon.
We can say anything. People are like, no, I know what the NES Mini is. It's the city.
But I mean, really, how excited would you be if you were, okay, let's say 30 years ago, Matt, you would be a glitter in your father's eye right now, but you know, let's say 30 years ago,
He was as strong as his father's.
I have a console.
Swimming around.
Waiting.
Waiting.
Thud.
No!
Thud. 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 What am I getting out? Thud. What am I getting out? Thud. Look at these hands. Thud.
If somebody came at you with those 30 games for $60 in that console, you would flip.
You gotta jump
it's
out.
insane how great those games are.
Let's talk about the games. We're gonna get $60. You get the console, you get the USB, and you get the following games. And this is a very bizarre order, so I apologize. It sounds very weird that I'm reading them off. Super Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers 3, Legend of Zelda, Donkey Kong, Metroid, Kirby's Adventure, Super Mario Brothers 2, Dr. Mario, Punch-Out featuring Mr. Dream, Balloon Fight, Donkey Kong Jr., Zelda 2, Excitebike, Ice Climber, Kid Icarus, Mario Brothers, Star Tropics, Bubble Bobble, Castlevania, Castlevania 2, Double Dragon 2: The Revenge, Final Fantasy, Galaga, Ghosts and Goblins, Gradius, Mega Man 2, Ninja Gaiden, Pac-Man, Super C, and Tecmo Bowl. Not a bad game among them.
No.
Nope.
I mean, Tecmo Bowl is probably the least interesting to me, and I'll still play it.
Oh, yeah, but everybody had it and enjoyed it as
Yeah,
kids.
oh,
Yeah, like they
I mean, I'm not even a football fan, and I enjoy Tecmo Bowl.
And for like those two people out there that don't know what Super C is, that's Super Contra.
that's the sequel to Contra. Contra, the original, not on here. That's kind of a glaring error to me, but at least there's
Yeah,
Super
Konami
C.
is busy with their
When-
pachinko machines.
No, slot
But-
machines.
Oh,
now.
okay.
Mega Man
my
2,
mistake.
okay, that's just streaming. Okay, if we only have that one, we're going to do more of these consoles down the road, depending upon the success of this console. I think it's going to do very well.
Let's just put it this way: they're already predicting this will be the hottest selling toy
Yeah.
of Christmas.
Oh,
This will be
Toys
the
R
must-have
Us
time.
pre-orders sold out.
I'm bummed that I
Best
didn't
Buy
know that.
sold out. Yeah, but the thing is,
Nintendo's gonna make more.
man,
of these.
somebody ripped ass too. By the way, I just want to. Oh my gosh!
That carried from a back room.
Oh my goodness. Anyway, no.
I didn't see chicken wings and a cheeseburger.
Or a lime.
Oh my gosh, it made me lose concentration.
Classic concentration not on there.
Yeah, no.
Nor is Moon or
Which one? Oh,
Yeah, but I mean, it's a great price for it. It's a great price for it. You know, it's definitely not the original hardware, but for $60 and the controller will work with the Wii and the Wii U. Really cool. I will
think-
definitely be picking up one of the
I
controllers.
just hope Nintendo's smart enough to just flood the market with these damn things,
Yeah.
because this is
Yeah. They will.
this is the kind of thing you could buy at like Walgreens and CVS
But
and
we're-
then grocery stores and
We're already seeing Amiibo stuff right now. I mean, as far as like people buying it up just to resell it, you know that's what all those
Oh, yeah.
pre-orders.
But it's
are
going to be
already.
initial. If you just hold out.
Oh, yeah,
Don't
absolutely.
go out there. Nintendo going to churn out 100,000 more
Yes.
by the next month.
The market
the
will be
actual
flooded with it.
release
Just
date
wait.
is November 11th, correct?
yeah.
Okay.
It's a Christmas item.
Yeah.
They're not going to
They,
produce.
they already said that there would be shipments out on November 11th, guaranteed restocking for Black Friday, guaranteed two or three more restockings before Christmas.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's going to be plenty of opportunities to buy this system. Don't flip out because you didn't get your pre-order.
Yeah, the flippers are going to try their dangest to keep them out of your hands.
Yeah,
but
and
I
if you're one
think
of those
it'll
flippers,
finally-
that's like buying up 10 or 20 of them. Also, get that gallon of bleach and make sure you keep hydrated.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
I agree with that
Definitely,
wholeheartedly.
because you're really doing everybody a favor.
Yeah.
To combat this, it was announced that Sega was I'm sorry, not Sega. There was going to be a mini Genesis release. Now, I know what you're thinking. Didn't they already do this? And yes, they absolutely did do this. They've done this before. There is a Genesis system out there that has built-in games, and it has a cartridge slot on it that allows you to also play actual Genesis system games in the Genesis Mini. I'm just going to say this, and this is not fact. This is purely opinion. I own one, and they are not that great as far as being able to play cartridges, and the controllers are kind of weak sauce.
Yeah.
I'm just putting that out there. But they're releasing it. Maybe they'll fix it. This version is going to apparently come with not 40 games that the original one did, but actually 80 games. Now, granted, they're going to include, and what they're advertising on the marquee of the box is all the Mortal Kombats are going to be in there, and they're releasing all the Genesis-based Sonic the Hedgehog.
I'm sure it's an ad
It's
game.
at games.
It's at games, yeah, of course. And they're releasing all the Sonic the Hedgehogs, and because it's the 25th anniversary, Sonic the Hedgehog is also going to be a part of that, too. But then the other one had 40 games, but like 20 of them were like backgammon, shovelware, minigame garbage.
That's why I'm excited about that NES Mini Classic. I mean, it's solid. That's all you can say.
And
30
the
amazing
packaging
games.
is super cool because the box is
Really?
literally.
Yeah, I mean, by all means, I won't be putting my HDMI NES on the shelf now, but I will definitely be picking up one of the NES Minis, if nothing else, for display.
Yeah, they're going to be on sale for $60. Extra controllers, $10, which is
The
pretty
box.
good.
The
And the
packaging was
controller.
awesome.
And
Yeah,
the-
it looks.
awesome.
I mean, even the
it's
box
gonna
for
be
it
a
looks like the
cool-
original Nintendo.
And what's also cool with that, too, is that if you happen to have a Wii U,
Wii or Wii U.
a Wii or Wii U, the classic controller,
The controller that you can buy for
For the Wii
classic
U.
edition.
it's for the Wii U only, because the Wii one is not a USB.
No, it works. Yeah,
It plugs into the bottom of the Wiimote.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, right, but that's not. I'm saying that's not a USB. That's a USB machine.
What? It's got Wii controller ports on the bottom of it. Like
I thought it had USBs.
No, it's
No.
it's
Is it USB?
Wii.
Oh, okay.
It's,
so-
it's
okay.
USB powered. It's USB
Oh,
powered.
okay.
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, your classic controllers for the Wii and Wii U, if you have one of those, will work on this, and vice versa. This will work on them. So you got an extra controller there, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's a Wii.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay, that's cool. So yeah, so you already have a second controller. Chances are, if you own a Wii U or a Wii,
And the controllers themselves will sell for $10 a pop, and those are going to sell out pretty well too.
You know, even if you're a Nintendo hater, you gotta respect the fact they know how to market. I mean, you couldn't get away from this.
I think-
exploded Wednesday morning.
It
That's
was-
all
it was-
Yeah, when my girlfriend is sending me links
Yeah.
about this console before I even see it because I was working, you know it's.
And you know what, kids? You just got yourself an extra Christmas gift, because
Yeah.
here's why. Your parents are going to see it on the shelf and be like, oh man, I used to play those games.
That's good for
$60? I'm in.
And people that are worried about the value of their Nintendo games,
Shut up.
First of
Just
all,
shut up.
even if it did lower the price,
Is it-
great,
but-
great. If you're a collector, awesome.
But it's not. It's not gonna do a damn
This is
thing
going to be
to
like
hurt it.
giving heroin to an addict. Be like, oh, I'm done. I'm good now. No, it's
No,
going to be
everyone, because this goes up there with what everyone thought was going to happen. Everyone said the minute Earthbound got onto Virtual Console, the price of
Every game
Earthbound
that's
copies
back in
was going to
2007,
plummet.
Yeah.
Was going to plummet.
was one of
Didn't
those
happen.
expensive games. They
No,
released
if
on
anything else, they
PlayStation
actually
Network.
rose the
No,
cost.
another
Over-
fine example. I was going to say Gargoyle's Quest.
Yeah.
Or not Gargoyle's Quest,
Demon's Crest.
Demon's Crest. Thank you. And when it hit Virtual Console, the price actually went up.
Yeah, every time
Because-
something's hit the Virtual Console, the opposite thought has happened. It's gone up in value because people want the physical copy of it.
There's going to be a lot of casual gamers that are going to pick up this NES Classic. They're going to go, wow, this is kind of fun. Hey, I actually like this. Hey, it's fun to collect. Oh my gosh, you know what? I want the real thing.
Yeah.
And then that's the beginning of the end.
Hyperkin is sitting there. Thank you. Thank you so much. Because
Yeah, but you know what could screw Hyperkin? If this is a huge success and the second version comes out and it happens to have a cartridge
Part
port,
slot.
that's true.
that would hurt. That would hurt
But also,
them next.
it'd be more expensive for sure if it.
It would be
Actually,
vastly
that's
more
something else we
expensive, I
can
think.
bring up too. Chuck can vouch for this. Hyperkin hasn't had the Retron 5 for sale in over 5 months now.
Wow.
Which is
So-
great because I'm hoping that they're going to put out the 6 or the 7 or because really
That's
it's a
possible.
System would be
Or it might be because of legal reasons with the whole retro march.
Yeah, but we never heard nothing ever came up of it though.
Well, it
You-
might
you
have
would-
just now.
They
Yeah, I
might
mean,
have gotten.
I
They
don't
might have
know.
gotten. They might have gotten told by legal.
Yeah, but you would hear about that in the news somewhere like, "Hey, no more Return 5s" because you remember when they first came out. And
Yeah, but
all
that creates a news story that I don't think they want to have.
Yeah, that's true.
That creates panic, and I don't think they want the negative press. Keep in mind, the Hyperkin's got 2 projects in the works right now that
Yeah,
are
Game
not
Boy.
Retron, and those things right there could potentially get hurt if word leaks out that they had legal trouble. So someone
For
might have
example,
just
like
essentially
Nintendo didn't have a whole lot of stock in Pokemon Go.
right. So essentially,
So
it
it
might be those things
happens.
where legal just basically said, "Listen, you might not want to make anymore, but you might not want to tell anyone you're not making them anymore.
I also
if anybody asks, just tell them you're short on parts.
I might think they just maybe they are working on something else, and that's just to stop production.
Yeah, but that would be weird because you can find Retron 3s everywhere new.
Yeah.
Like they're still pushing those out, but the Retron 5 mysteriously vanished.
Well, Hyperkin's different, man, because like they were talking about doing the add-on so you could play Game Gear games.
On the 5.
On the 5, and that never came to be, which is interesting.
Well, what's that?
They had to develop their own emulator.
What's that Japanese?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
There's a Japanese version. It's not the Retron 5. There's a Japanese Retron 5-esque thing.
Oh, the Game Freak.
Game Freak.
Oh, no. Is it Game?
Yeah, Game Freak.
Yeah, it's Game Freak. It can do everything there, but it also does hue card reading, so it can do PC Engine and TurboGrafx.
Yeah.
Which I know a lot of people were like, "Oh snap, that'd be great."
Gamester 81 did a video on it. It's actually really cool. I mean, I wouldn't mind having one.
I know, like there's been talk, like Hyperkin mentioned the fact they wanted to come out with their own version of a Turbo Express.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah,
and that which would be a nice thing, and then I guess the big question mark is who's going to come out first with a CD-ROM.
Yeah.
What system's going to come out with the CD-ROM? And I think it's interesting with the fact that they just figured out how the Saturn lockout works just in time that you could start having people going, okay, let's look into CDs now. We can get a Sega Saturn in there.
Yeah.
And that because we know that PlayStation's very popular to collect for. We know that Dreamcast is very popular to collect for. Saturn's on the rise too, pretty big.
Yeah,
and that if you could come out with
the American releases for Saturn, I mean, there are some decent games. But in Japan, there were some really good games.
There are really good games, and unfortunately, the American ones are also psychotically expensive as you get higher up.
You used to be able to get Japanese Saturn games for somewhat cheap, and now people have found out how.
Me and Matt were talking about Castlevania Symphony of Night at one point, and I know this was 2012. I was on the edge of buying Symphony of the Night for Sega Saturn. Just because it has like an extra area or something.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was $30, and me being the way I am, I was like, I don't need to be spending $30. Well, now it's what?
It's over 100.
Yeah, it's about 120, 150. Yeah. I recently got a copy through a trade, and but it's about because I'm on the Castlevania binge right now, but like. There are still deals to be had. Like I just picked up Rockman X3 for the Saturn for $20.
That's awesome.
And that's the Sega Saturn version of what is the extraordinarily expensive SNES game.
It always
What's
gets
that
me
up
when
to right now.
Oh gosh, I don't know.
175 or over 200.
It's over 2.
Oh, it's over 2. Yeah.
It's over 2. I know
it's kind of fluctuated.
I know a box copy just sold. The CIB copy just sold for $600 locally.
Because 7.
I think 7's even higher. Than
yeah,
X3
I think 7 actually is just now peaked over X3. Actually,
I think X3 is like 225, and I think 7's up to like 250.
It just gets me though.
7 was it stayed kind of low for a while. And then it started, as X2
picking
and X3
up big,
But what gets me...
What's soccer up to?
I don't know.
That was
7,
even less.
7's about 200.
Wow.
7's about
pretty much like it's very weird because you go with X, which is like a $30, $40 game. X2 is like 120. X3 jumps to 220.
But I mean, it really shows it's a collector mentality than anything because when the Japanese version of of 7 is like $20.
Right. And now the Super Famicom ones are starting to go up too, and that's because of the fact that people know about the Retron 5 now.
Yeah.
And also it's becoming more public knowledge.
Snap off the damn thing.
Right. Exactly. So the Super Famicom ones are getting up there. The Sega Saturn one hasn't quite done that yet because not a lot of people know the import mentality of the Saturn, even though from a standpoint of cost/effort, it's the simplest.
Oh yeah.
Just get an action replay and you're good. You don't need to worry about anything else.
One thing I think about the collectability of the American catalog, though, is you've got that big, nice box. If it's not cracked and everything, where with the Japanese versions, you just have a standard jewel case.
I was gonna say, man, that
turns some people off.
That's kind of like my mentality with collecting laser discs. I just love the big art on it.
It's awesome.
Well, it's also the fact that I think there's not most of the super high end Saturn games that are out there are RPGs, and you need to be able to speak the language of the game in order to play the game.
I would have loved to have gotten Shining Force because we got Shining Force 3,
CD.
but they got the 2 other episodes. But there are fan translations, and I'd love to play those one day.
Oh yeah. Oh wait, Shining Force CD. That is Sega CD.
Sega CD. Yeah, Shining Force 3 is a Saturn.
Actually, interesting thing I found out about Shining Force for Sega CD. you have to have the extra memory for
Or
because your save file will be too large to get to
So you can
the
spend
game.
time.
Yeah,
I didn't know
yeah.
that.
So you have to have the
Poor
save. Yeah.
Wow.
Oops.
Yeah, I mean, you can play halfway through it, but then at one point when you try to save, it'll be like, nope.
But
you
I
don't
mean,
have enough
how cool
room.
would an emulation system that would play a Saturn, PS1? I don't know what the time limit is on that with the copyright, but
I think it's.
Yeah,
I don't think we'll see anything disc based though for a very long time.
really,
I just because the copyright thing.
yeah.
Yeah, but you can do it. You can do it. Well, PlayStation 1, if I remember reading correctly, expires in 2017. So earliest you'll be able to probably release something like that is 2018, unless you've already got like a prototype and you're ready to go to market and you're just waiting for the copyright to, which is entirely possible.
Yeah.
But I mean, Sega CD, Sega Saturn and Dreamcast, Sega pretty much gave the nod that they could do it. Like they don't
And
care.
the thing was with the Dreamcast, though, because that's GD-ROM.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's
that'll
true.
be a whole
Yeah.
other.
Yeah, it literally reads backwards from every
Really?
CD-ROM. Yeah.
So that's just another.
Yeah, your first layer is completely on the outside, and then it works itself in.
And the fact that speaking of layers, that disc has very little. So
And by the way, I know a lot of people are probably screaming about N64. That's an architecture that I can almost say we will probably never see an emulator of in hardware. I don't think Retron 6 or 7 will have N64. I think that's going to be its own beast.
you'll just have to play a blurry, foggy game on your actual 64.
Well, I mean, even weirdly,
I mean, they're definitely getting
could-
around it now, but,
Yeah, but
it took
forever to even get an emulator for the N64.
Oh, yeah.
Let alone you need to come up with a hardware emulator. That's
Yeah,
gonna
I
be more
remember
pain in the ass.
Ultra HLE. Does that sound
Yeah,
right?
that's right.
You'd play, and it was like, okay, so they really put time into Ocarina of Time. But then when you'd play it, like, Link's nose was up on his forehead and stuff. I mean, like, it worked, but it wasn't correct, you know?
Yeah, pretty much. If anybody
Play
played
that a lot too, don't you?
If anybody played that really crappy Assassin's Creed game that came out all buggy, that's essentially what was going on with that Zelda.
That was the
Unity?
launch
Was it
title for
Unity?
the
I think it
PS4
was
and
Unity. I think it was
Xbox One.
Unity. Yeah.
Looks
Where you
like
just
Driver
fall through the
3.
floor into like a purgatory limbo, and you're like, okay, I live here now.
Yeah.
Game over. By the way, has anybody seen footage of anyone playing Dead by Daylight? Because that game looks fun as hell.
I don't think
It
I've
essentially
seen
looks
that.
like it's essentially looks like what I think Evolve should have been. It's basically the story is it's a 5-player game. One person controls the killer, and then 4 people control the survivalists.
I got
And you're
confused
trying to
with
essentially
something else.
start up these generators
Yeah.
in order to open up an exit way to get out. Meanwhile, the killer is running around stalking and killing everybody, and you can
What's
save
that?
each other. It's PC only right now, but it is coming to PlayStation.
That's
Yeah, I was
kind of
gonna
the
say.
premise of the Friday the 13th game, though,
Yeah.
also, isn't
Yes.
it? I mean, that sounds
Kickstarter one.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, the Friday the 13th one looks
Well,
excellent.
supposedly there was 2 games about a summer camp
Yeah.
that were being in the works. One of them was the one that ultimately is going to become Friday the 13th, and this one was the other one. It didn't ever really seek funding, I don't believe, but they were further along because they had
Right.
some experienced people working on it. But essentially, yeah, if you get a chance to, I highly recommend going on YouTube and checking out some of the Achievement Hunter Let's Plays.
Yeah, I believe it's already
it's
on PC,
fun as hell.
right?
It's on PC already.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's on
that's
Steam
what I
Early Access, but looks fun as crap. Sidebar, confession time. So there's a Kickstarter going on right now. We all love our Kickstarters here.
Yes.
And somebody passed gas, and I think we know who. That's also one.
I really did.
I hear somebody going
Oh,
out the
okay.
back. Somebody's going out the back door.
I did the first time, but not this time.
I meant the first time, but that's fine.
You confessed. So there's so if you search the phrase arcade, and not how arcade is traditionally spelled, but ARKADE, you will come upon an interesting campaign. It is the fine folks of Wisdom Tree
Yeah.
are developing a classic Christian video game plug and play. Among the things you can get here, there's all kinds of different things, but essentially what the main piece is a plug-and-play controller. It looks very much like an NES controller, and built into it is all the NES Wisdom Tree Bible games, and there's also a Genesis one which has built into it all the Genesis games. And what's interesting, though, is some of the stuff they're offering, including the fact that you can get big box editions, physical editions of either Super Noah's Arcade or the Wisdom Tree Collection on PC, which they advertise in a traditional late 80s, early 90s big box physical release.
I just want to throw this out here. Since they're doing the Nintendo controller style, people are obviously already gonna like associate it with Nintendo. Wisdom Tree has been doing this. I mean, getting past copyright protection with Super Noah's Ark. You would use that, then you'd slap on another game to get around the copy protection. I want Nintendo to sue the ever-living crap out of them. They won't do it
Nintendo's supporting this.
That's a shame.
What is funny about that, though, was when was the announcement of the arcade in relation to the announcement of the NES Classic?
2 days before the NES Classic.
Really?
Arcade beat them just by 2 days. Yeah. Kind of crazy. Also in there's going to be an NES multi-cart collection of all the games on an NES cart. Same thing with the Genesis. I'm not going to lie to you, gentlemen. I've backed this project already. I've backed the collector package, which includes the...
How much did you pay? That's all we care about.
Let me tell you what's in there, and then I'll tell you what I paid for it. A digital bundle of all Wisdom Tree games, a CIB NES collection, a CIB Genesis collection, Super Noah's Ark for the SNES, the arcade plug-and-play itself, the Super Noah's Ark PC physical version, and the Wisdom Tree PC physical version. I paid $210 for this.
Oh, wow.
I want to see this succeed. Damn it.
Wait, how much did you pay for, like, Bloodstained?
120?
And you paid $210 for that?
A lot of games, though, for this.
A lot of total crap.
But on the plus side, as Noah, you can throw the baby Jesus in the
close
water.
is it being funded? Is it $210 close?
It's got a goal of 16,500. They've raised 11,800.
Yeah,
It's got
that's
18 days to go.
It'll fund.
It'll fund.
Yeah.
It'll fund.
You'll see in the last 24 hours, people really start.
Yeah, well, the 48 hours is
But
when
I
that
gotta
remind me.
bust your balls.
So what do you
That's fine.
get with the 210?
You get the plug-and-play kit itself. You get the big box physical. You get the physical copies of both the PC games. You get digital copies of everything. You get a CIB copy of the NES collection, a CIB copy of the Genesis collection, and a CIB copy of Noah's Ark Arcade, Noah's 3D Ark. Noah's Ark 3D for the SNES.
I'll ask Chuck what the trade-in value is on all those are.
I'm not.
So are there any higher echelons of funding
Yes.
on that? Really?
There is one higher echelon than that.
Wow.
It's called the Golden Calf, and they put your name on it.
Actually, there's okay. The highest echelon. The highest echelon.
Know your Bible, Matthew.
The highest echelon is $555. 2 backers. This
Wow.
includes the digital bundle, a limited edition CIB Genesis collection,
Cow.
Super Noah's Ark NES, the arcade with Super Early Bird tier, Super Noah's Ark Arcade PC Big Box, Wisdom Tree PC Collection Big Box NES Gold Cart Special Edition version, which includes the CIB limited edition of the NES cart as well, and then a CIB NES multi-cart regular as well. That's for $550.
I'm not laughing at you, Rich. There's something going on over here that I don't want to
It's-
We're just having a mint.
Good for you.
If he puts the mint in my mouth with his fingers, what difference does it make? And if I suck on his fingers to get more of the mint, whatever they call it, peppermint juices off his fingers, so what?
He looked like you know what he looked like for a second there? He looked like you were a dog and you had gotten some in your mouth, like, drop it! Give me that pill! Give me that! Looked like you were going in for the kill.
Aggressive like that.
All right, now let me speak about something that's kind of absurd, which is going to look very hypocritical after I tell that
compared to
story.
that,
So Limited Run Games coming out with another Limited Run edition release on the 29th of July.
No, you can't complain about that. You just told all of us that you paid
210.
2 of paper.
Technically,
Actually,
they
I'm
haven't taken
wanting
the money
one of
yet.
these games. Can we upload this after Friday? No, I'm joking.
Do you want me to not tell?
No,
the story?
I'm joking. No,
And people that know,
exactly.
yeah, they know.
People are not going to all of a sudden go, "Oh, what's this?" and go crazy.
And it's all it is. It's 30 of those damn things.
Well, shut up. We haven't gotten there yet.
We're never going to get there.
It'll be there in 2 seconds. Let me just read what's
I will
going on.
pull this car over.
Yeah.
So there's 2 releases coming out that day. There's Soldier X2 or Soldier X2 final prototype,
Right.
coming in for the PlayStation 4 and the Vita.
That's what I'm excited about.
I'm sorry, strictly for the Vita. Excuse me. There's also then Breach and Clear Deadline, which is the sequel to Breach and Clear, coming out for just PlayStation 4. I hate this limited stuff. Okay, so those are the two games. Well, now they announced that they apparently found a box of Breach and Clear, which was one of the first ever Kickstarter limited run games they ever did.
In the forums, they were actually talking about, and they're still doing this, I guess, with everything but Breach and Clear. All the extras that they had for, say, broken in the mail, lost, whatever, they're still planning on. Black Friday, they're gonna have all that for sale.
Oh, okay, nice.
Which is pretty cool, but I guess they
Retro City Rampage
had an outcry for
Well, anyway, they have a box of Breach and Clears. They have 30 of them. So they made an announcement on their Twitter page that they were going to go ahead and release those 30 copies for sale also on July 29th in conjunction with Breach and Clear deadline. Now, here's my problem. When you originally clicked on the site for the first couple days after they made this announcement, they had the bundle on there, but never said what the bundle price was going to be. And the bundle includes Breach and Clear on Vita, Breach and Clear Deadline on PlayStation 4, physical soundtracks for both games, and two lithograph, a special limited edition lithograph for each of the games. So they announced today what the price was: $119.99.
That's worth it, though.
That is half of what you pay for.
Yeah, I was going to say, you really can't even, I can't believe you go, can you believe they asked $119 for this? Although I did just pay double for like 3 times.
In my defense, I haven't paid anything yet. I pledged to pay that, which I can change, which clearly, with this support I'm getting from this group, I'm going to be changing very soon.
You're going to be changing that third tier, aren't you? That $500 one.
So
Yeah, he did it all in calf.
He's like, hey, look at this. Can we play it?
No,
screw you guys.
that reminds me, there's a 3D
my
head
mind-
unit
can I
for
tell you-
sale,
can I-
I heard recently.
Can I just tell you what my mindset is? Can I just say what my mindset is? There's a little event that's going to be happening here in this store sometime in 2017. It's called Torture for Tots 2, The Retorturing.
Oh,
I
so
want to
you're
hear
gonna be-
about this.
You're going to be playing.
We're going to be playing, in case you didn't know, Torture for Tots was a charity event we did back in 2014. And in that event, we...
Was it you and Crafter?
No, it was me, Crafter, Big Josh, Bongo,
Oh, so it was
Keith,
more of the
Kevin, and Dumpster Monkey Matt. And Addie was also there too. That was the first time. That was actually really the first time I ever met Addie. We were in Umsel's studio for 24 straight hours, and we did a charity drive for Child's Play. And basically, the pitch of it was, it wasn't just we're going to play video games for 24 hours, give us money. It was literally
Terrible.
donate a certain amount of money, and you pick games for us to play. And so we played everything bad from Plumbers Don't Wear Ties to E.T. to the Barbie game to,
24
Fisher
hours
Price's I Can Remember. All of us 24 hours
Basically,
doing this
you
tour.
drug out the CDI catalog. and
Pretty damn close. Actually, no,
Plumbers is
I don't think-
video.
Yeah, Plumbers
Yeah,
is
that's
video. I
true,
don't
yeah.
think we had a single CDI game.
Really?
On that. I'll have to look. We
Wrong, Bob. You're wrong with what you said. Take your gamer card and don't do that again.
Point is, the sequel, The Retorturing, is going to be occurring in 2017, and we've already been told we can use Game Trainer 2 for that here to access St. Charles, Missouri. And so I'm already looking at games that didn't come up the original time that I'm sure are going to come up this time. And not a single Wisdom Tree game came up in that original Torturing. And knowing what I know now of some of the really bad retro games like Dash Galaxy never came up. Oh no, we did play Aquaman for the Xbox. We played, Super.
Oh, is that a bad one?
Superman for the we played Superman for the N64, all that crap. But yes, so I'm thinking to myself, hey, this is a good way to get a bunch of games because really sad sob story. I will tell you this right now, and really everyone I've ever told a story to, this is the room that will feel the pain of this. We were coming up on Torture for Tots, and we were out of money and desperately needed some games still, a good chunk of them. So I had to go to a store in this town and traded in Persona 1 and Persona 2 CIB, Tales of Destiny 1 and 2 CIB, and ended up walking out with a bag of things like Top Gun Second Mission, and Barbie, and Fisher Price games, and all this stuff. They had the best day of their lives out there because they're like, that idiot just... The second weirdest look I ever had in my life, the first weirdest look was the slackers that me and Crafter went into and said, do you have Superman for the N64? The guy's like, yeah. And he goes, great, we need 4 copies of that. And the guy's like, for what? And I go, we need them. He's like, okay. Now, I guess you can't borrow at Slackers because he ended up giving us 2 free copies for buying 2. But anyway.
Wow.
I guess that does. Where were they going to go? No one was ever going to buy them. Somewhere on the Facebook page of Facebook.com/The Video Game Show is Mr. Crafter with a very shitty grin on his face holding up multiple copies of Superman after we got it.
Oh, Superman. I thought you said Super Mario.
No, Superman. Sorry.
I was like, oh, man. Wow.
No, Superman. No one got to play it. The funnest game I got was somebody had mercy on me and let me play Castlevania 4 for a half hour.
Nice.
Which was very kind of them. But anyway, I digress. What's up?
Real quick.
Yes.
Quick episode. Hey, if anyone listens to Peanut Butter Gamer on YouTube, I've made the starting revelation. I've actually thought about this for a while now. If you listen to Jake talk and go watch a Peanut Butter Gamer video,
Yes.
it's creepy.
Yeah.
It's very similar.
No, we're the same person. That's just my other account.
Now, another thing is, we had spoken about this earlier. I really want to know if anything has come up yet. Don't.
Nothing has come to mind at the moment. I'm getting there though.
Oh, okay. As long as you're getting there. I just want to know what your biggest gripe is. Rich wants to know. Jake wants to know.
Of course.
I want to know what is bugging Bob. Oh my God, that's it.
We did
What
say
is
we did
bugging
say
Bob?
that we were going to talk about our screening of Ghostbusters.
Yes.
So that would be what was on my mind, to be
I was
really
hoping more
honest.
video game related.
Well, it's kind of video game related because I would say that
There's a video game tied to this movie.
That would be horrible.
Oh my gosh.
Some of the games that came out back in the 80s, Ghostbuster related, were better than this movie. And I'll be really honest, it is completely irrelevant that the cast is made up of women. It poorly written is just all I have to say about it. And Bill Murray's cameo may be one of the biggest letdowns in cinema history.
Was he a ghost?
No.
No.
He was basically Walter Peck in it. More or less.
Oh, seriously?
When you give Bill Murray material that he cannot work with, something is wrong. And that is all I can say
But as
about
far
it.
as Bill Murray cameos go, you can't top Zombieland.
No, that is a better Ghostbusters
Okay,
movie.
you know what? But hold on. But
Darjeeling Limited. The little bit he was in that is like a million times funnier than what he did in the
or Grand Hotel parody, or not Grand Hotel. What was a Grand Budapest Hotel?
Yes, that was excellent.
But weirdly enough, though, that makes sense. But at the same time, though, Bill Murray has not been really pro Ghostbusters or anything in the past. That video game that he voiced in, I'm sorry, he sounded more dead than Harrison Ford's iteration of Blade Runner. I mean, the guy basically literally sounded like, yeah, that looks like a very scary ghost, Ray.
Yeah.
I mean, like, there was no emotion to that either. Yeah. But, I mean, he's been against this the whole time.
Great game, though.
Well,
Dan
I
Aykroyd's really been the
I
only one
gotta
to
say,
come
in
out.
Bill Murray's defense, he played it very sly. He was very smart in how he went about this. Everybody's like, come on, Bill, we need to do Ghostbusters 3. And he's like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I'm going to work on this for 6-8 weeks, and they're going to give me X amount of money. And then he goes, hey, there's this rumor going around that they're going to do an all-female Ghostbusters movie. Guess what? They'll probably give me a cameo in it, and I'll make just about as much money for that silly little cameo as I would have made for 6 weeks of work. Very smart, in my opinion.
Business.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, I watched it. I'll be generous and I'll say, had they not done... Okay, let's say this is all new material. The original Ghostbusters didn't exist. It was okay.
You're doing the whole. Let me look at Godfather 3 as a movie itself, and not acknowledging the fact that it's part of the greatest, followed 2 of the greatest movies of all time.
Yeah, this was. Let me think of the most bland comedy I can. I don't.
Bland comedy.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
They're so
Have
forgettable.
you ever seen Going Overboard with Adam Sandler?
Yep. Okay. Perfect example. It's like Going Overboard. It's going to be forgettable. The only thing that's memorable about it is, hey, remember in 2016 when they remade Ghostbusters and it wasn't very good?
I was just about to say, is this like Rock and Roll High School Forever with Corey Feldman? But then I realized I'd be insulting Rock and Roll High School Forever with Corey Feldman.
Yeah, I mean,
In all fairness, I'll say I did only watch the first hour of Ghostbusters 2016.
I finished it, and they set it up for a sequel, and it's I don't know.
Well,
I gave it a shot.
I got to kick out social media.
If I'm gonna hate on something, I'm at least gonna,
Does anybody when it comes to these movies, and weirdly enough, not just that movie, but I'm going to base a lot of this around Melissa McCarthy, who I'm 50-50 on. Like,
She was
is
phenomenal in the Nines. Have you ever seen
Yes,
that? She was
she's
phenomenal.
great in the
Oh,
Nines.
that's right. Yeah, that was a great.
She's
movie.
great in Nines. She's great in Bridesmaids. I love Spy. Spy was great. That was a perfect role for
yet
her.
to see it.
But then she does stupid ass things like Tammy and The Boss. Heat's pretty good. But she's one of those people that I feel like she is just doing everything humanly possible because she feels like the calls are going to stop coming in at some point. So let me cash in as much as I
She will
possibly
get
can.
everything that Kathy Bates doesn't get in the future, though. So she's got that going for her.
Now I'm trying to think of her in Misery.
That would be. She could do it.
Yeah, she could.
I'll tell you what, and that's a
Oh,
movie
don't
where
give them ideas. There's gonna be a misery.
Well, no.
I think
Like
it should be opposite.
Actually, weirdly, the woman who played Jackie on Roseanne, just won a bunch of awards for the fact that she's doing a Broadway version of Misery.
Really?
It's her in the Kathy Bates role. It's Bruce Willis in the James Caan role. And the funny thing is, all the reviews are the same, which is this: it's a 2.5 out of 5-star show. Laurie Metcalf, that's her name, is amazing.
Yeah.
Bruce Willis is dog shit and ruined this.
Remember how crazy she was in Uncle Buck as the neighbor trying to seduce
Yes.
John Candy. She was excellent in that, and I could see her excellently doing
Can I just say second the Uncle Buck reference tonight? I know the first one was on the air,
Yep.
but this is the second one tonight we got an Uncle Buck reference. But yeah, you're right.
A memorable movie.
Actually, one of my favorite movies of all time is JFK, which, like, if you look at his legal staff, is a who's who of TV people.
Yeah.
She's in it, and weirdly enough, Newman from Seinfeld is in it, playing a guy named Newman.
Wow.
Yeah, I know, weird.
So I'm gonna bring this up just because
gonna bring it back to video games? We do
well,
need to get
in a second.
Okay.
As far as Ghostbusters or the remake goes, you know it's not a good movie when there's no memorable lines.
Yeah. I can't blame anybody for liking it. I'll put it that way. But when you're trying to take a classic movie and make a great
Yeah, the original
remake of
Ghostbusters,
it,
there's so many rehearsable lines in that. You know, everybody knows, you know.
the line about something about the cousin that gets paid in the hot dogs or something. That was,
I don't remember.
Cousin
that.
gets paid in the hot dogs. Let me just say this. I will say this. Of the movies that have come out so far this summer, there are quite a number that I want to see even less than that movie. Like, I really do not want to see Independence Day. Like, here's my current list of movies. Here's my current list of movies that I will watch Ghostbusters before I see them come out so far. Independence Day, Star Trek Beyond.
It was okay.
Tarzan. Just looks like complete and total garbage to me. Those are it so far. And I'm gonna say, even though they're not out yet, I'm gonna say I want to see that more than Medea versus Zombies. And
Is that a thing, really? Oh,
yes,
no.
there's a Medea zombie movie coming out, and I want to see Ghostbusters over Batman v Superman, which I still haven't seen yet.
I saw Batman vs Superman, and it was the ultimate cut or whatever.
I'm sorry, I cannot bring myself to 3 hours of things I'm probably gonna.
I thought it was all right.
Well, let me ask this: what was your opinion of Man of Steel?
I liked it.
Oh, I hated it. Okay.
I'm going to expose my little knowledge of the DC universe. when
Yeah,
I say
that's
this.
Okay.
probably my thing. I'm not big on the DC
But-
universe, so
Superman didn't want
What?
people dead,
yeah, well, right.
And I haven't seen Batman
which he
versus
didn't see.
Superman.
It didn't matter. He didn't care about them in Man of Steel.
But, enlighten me on why wasn't Superman involved in the Justice League trailer at all? I mean, they didn't even allude to his existence.
Spoiler alert. If you haven't
Okay.
seen Batman v Superman yet, turn off the radio for 10 seconds. Start counting
It
down.
follows the
now.
comics.
Start counting down
That's
now.
fine, yeah.
Gotcha.
Spoiler alert coming now. He's dead at the end of Batman v Superman, presumably.
Gotcha.
Spoiler alert done. Okay, so that's why he's not there.
You just got that out.
I gave them ample warning that was coming.
Yeah, Doomsday's in it. Should tell you enough.
Well, yeah, okay, fair enough. Well, no, well, yeah, okay. I was gonna make a comparison to Dark Knight Rises, but like, no, they followed that pretty close.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, Bane didn't kill Batman. Bane broke his back. That's kind of what he did in the movie too.
Whatever came of that documentary they were doing about the making of the life or of the death of Superman? Did that get funded completely?
Yeah, that's on cable.
Really?
Yeah, that got made. And that's on cable. Where they have they talk to like Kevin Smith who wrote the script, and they have footage of Nick Cage as Superman, and who's going to razzle polar bears and all that fun stuff. Matt could care less about this conversation.
Yeah, let's bring it on
I haven't
around.
seen those movies.
Oh, okay. What would you like to talk about?
Oh, actually,
Got all this time to think.
well, no, I've been just kind of listening to your guys' opinions on the.
There's a story about docking you could talk about.
Ben Heck did a thing.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh yeah, go ahead. I haven't watched the whole thing of both of them yet, so I'll let you.
Yeah. So Ben Heck, notorious modder, repair guy in electronics. I mean, if you don't know who Ben Heck is, definitely look up the Ben Heck Show. Does some really cool stuff. But yeah, like the grandfather of modding like old systems. Anyway, they brought in the Super Nintendo / PlayStation
Prototype.
Prototype.
Very cool.
For him to work on. They said, did they say it was playing Super Nintendo games and then it stopped basically? But yeah, they do a teardown of it. Really cool. It's exactly what you'd think. It's basically a Super Nintendo on the inside, plus a daughter board to run the PlayStation part of it. But he gets it back up and running, and it was basically a cap replacement.
Now you've seen that.
The simplest.
Well, I mean, but you opened up and repaired my twin Famicom, my Sharp Twin Famicom, which, by the way, got disc games, works like a dream. Thank you so much.
You bet.
Love the hell of that. But is that basically?
It loads them really fast too.
It really does. Yeah. For a disc system, I was like, this might be a while, and I think even Norm, the gaming historian who did a video right after you got me mine. Talked about the load time. The load time isn't that bad, honestly.
He must not have messed with any retro computers.
How old is he?
Norm?
Yeah.
I don't know. Sometimes he looks like a kid.
Yeah, mid or early 20s. That might be a long load time for him. Having grown up playing DOS games.
I think he started doing the gaming history videos when he was like 17, so I put him in like early 20s.
Yeah, so that kind of makes sense. If you grew up with a floppy drive, you know what load times actually are.
If you ever worked with a Commodore game, you know what the whole load time is.
If you have ever installed Windows 95 when it was a system that you would be using.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Modern OS, I should say.
Yeah, I agree with that. But basically, what I was going to say was because I haven't watched the video yet on the series. Was it similar in the way the architecture? I guess was the build between the two, where it had this split. What did you called it something, and I missed what you called it.
The daughter board.
Yeah, the daughter board.
Okay, so you got basically all your components of a normal Super Nintendo are there. He shows like the working RAM and then the CPU and GPU. But anyway, then it shoots off to another board to work the CD-ROM aspect of it. They never did get the CD-ROM working correctly. What's cool about it, and that's where you can really tell it's a prototype, they got jumper wires and stuff going on there. And basically, and this is what's really interesting about it, they actually made jumper wires so that the Super Nintendo function would work, and then it completely disabled the CD-ROM version of it. So I guess somebody could use it still as a Super Nintendo.
That makes sense, because I mean, with the Sharp Twin Famicom, if you turn on the system, it pretty much tells you if you got nothing in it whatsoever, it'll tell you to put in a disk. It's essentially looking for a floppy disk at that point,
right?
And that if you put in a cartridge and you turn it on, it boots to the It boots the cartridge. Doesn't even talk about the disk story. If you put a disk in there and then power it on, even with a disk in there, it does flash up there. Please insert disk. So you can tell its main focus is the disk. Is the disk, but will overrun if a cart's inserted in its place. Could you, in theory, based off watching these videos, I mean, I know the architecture has to be different. Could you, in theory, Frankensplice a Super Nintendo with a PlayStation?
Supposedly there's people already doing homebrew for this thing because they already have, like, I guess a dump of the BIOS or something. But, apparently you can, basically, it will be Super Nintendo graphics, and then you'll be able to do your video and like CD audio and stuff like that, which would be pretty cool.
Right on.
I mean, You know, in theory, that's really all like Symphony of the Night would be. You know, I mean that was, I mean, something like that you could possibly run on something like that.
Kind of an interesting side note, kind of out of left field, but I remember back in 1990 or 91, whenever I was vacationing with my grandparents, or our grandparents up in Canada and Minnesota, in video games and computer entertainment. If anybody remembers that magazine, they had a little blurb and a little, outline about somebody was making a third-party CD-ROM or not actually a CD-ROM, but a CD cartridge for the original Nintendo, where you would put the cartridge into the Nintendo, and it had like an audio cable that you would plug into any typical audio CD
player.
CD player, yeah. And it's just crazy that never came to fruition for like the Super Nintendo then. I mean, they did that for the Atari with tapes. I mean, a lot of the old computer systems did that.
Oh, yeah.
So.
I was going to say, my first family computer that I remember was a Texas Instruments, and if you wanted to save anything, you had to use an audio data cassette. And I think they even came out and said like they've got a super audio. It basically looks like a cassette, but it's nothing. It's data only, and but yet like this audio cassette could fit like. I don't remember. It's like the largest capacity of memory storage in one thing was on this audio cassette, because apparently still to this day, tape on, like that tape, magnetic tape, is still easily the best thing to store data on.
Right, yeah.
And that's insane to me. But yeah, I would love to see a book or something come out down the road of like all the stuff that they thought about but never actually like released out there, and see what they were all thinking.
Like that Sony.
Hey,
Chuck.
Want to say hi to the people, Chuck?
He says no.
No.
Rich, Chuck is even here. We told you that he wasn't going to be here tonight.
Yeah, he's on mic earlier, but anyway. Uh-oh. Anyway.
Back to.
All right.
What you got, Matt?
What? What do you mean what I got?
Yeah,
Man, I thought we were working on something over here.
No.
Oh. Wow.
No, I just dropped it off because I had nothing to add to the movie.
All right, well then I think that's going to do it, unless you gentlemen had anything else you wanted to bring up here.
Nothing offhand.
What? Oh, we got some breaking news. What we got?
Fallout, the TV series.
Oh, Fallout the TV series has been announced at Comic-Con. I did not hear about that.
That's
Any
awesome.
names
I always
this?
wanted a movie. It would be an awesome movie, but yeah.
That's very
Series
cool.
is even more.
Oh, okay, apparently that part's not for the air.
No, it's not.
Okay.
No.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. There was one more thing that did come out. We did get an announcement of our... first of all, there's been this is part of it. You can now get a regular Xbox One for $249.99. They've dropped the price of it significantly, but that's because of the fact that they've announced the official first run Xbox One S bundles are coming out.
Yeah.
Aren't they already selling it though with a friggin' 500 gig?
Which?
This S.
Yeah, it's 2 terabyte otherwise, isn't it?
I thought they had some with 500.
Oh, you might be right. I don't know.
No.
I
The
really
smaller
don't know.
4K rated console will ship August 23rd.
Oh, okay.
But they're up for pre-order today. First, there's a Madden NFL 17 option that comes with a download of the game, 1 terabyte of storage, 7 Madden Ultimate Pro Team packs, and 1 month of EA access for $349.99. And that there is no 500 gigabyte model at this point in time. For it. And then,
not enough.
In case you don't care about Madden or sports, there is a Halo Collection Xbox One S bundle as well. You'll get the option of either a 500 gigabyte or 1 terabyte of storage, along with 5 games with Halo 5 Guardians and Halo the Master Chief Collection. Both models will be available at retailers in the U.S., Canada, Australia, and New Zealand for $299 for the 500 gigabyte one, or $349 for the 1 terabyte model. And those are coming on August 23rd.
So here's my question with Microsoft right now and the Xbox. Do they have any like major heavy hitting title? Well, I know people
First
are excited.
party, or?
Yeah, I know people are excited for Gears of War, but exclusives in general.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Man, not that I can think of off the top of my head. I mean, like, Crackdown 3 was something everybody was talking about, but we got no data on that
But
one.
I
mean-
sent you that, remember? Microsoft is not doing a Crackdown. Yeah, I say that last
don't even-
week.
Yeah,
I know.
I mean, if they're trying to move systems, get the games. Come on.
You know, we talked about how perplexing that conference was, because essentially what they came out with saying was,
We've got a better console coming out.
we have this new console coming out. We have a better one coming out later on. Oh, and by the way, you don't have to worry about any of that because you can just get a good PC now because most of these games are coming out on PC along with.
Okay, this is what I'm calling. I might have mentioned it on the last podcast. I think what you're going to see, since you're already starting to see, if you buy it for Xbox One, you can download it for PC. I think we're going to see the backwards compatible 360 and all those games. I think you're going to see that being on PC. I think you're going to be able to do backwards compatible 360 on PC.
If you could come up with well, I doubt they'll ever do this, but if you could I take that back. They'll never. If they can figure out a way to make Xbox 360 discs run on a PC.
It's coming. I'm telling you right now.
I'm all in, and then some. I'll never buy another. I won't need to buy another console again. At that point.
It seems like that's the way they're heading, is just making PC their normal platform. I think that's what we're going to see.
Maybe they've been hearing the words PC Master Race for so long that they're finally starting to buy it. But why not, though? Windows is Microsoft.
Yeah.
Windows is Microsoft. Microsoft is Windows. By the way, if you haven't used your Xbox Live account in 5 years, you're going to lose your gamer tag.
Oh, really?
That came out today. Not that anyone gives a rat's ass, but if you haven't played in 5 years, I don't think you're going back tomorrow.
All my achievements. Oh, no.
Well, I mean, we talked about too that this
Maybe
generation.
I get my band one back now.
Which one?
Yeah.
The Xbox 360, like
Molested Baby Fun. That was.
Good Lord. What is wrong with you?
Just to bring this to the forward real quick, we did talk about in the past how Xbox and PlayStation 2 are going to be the last two truly able to be retro consoles, because once you get like 10 years down the road where people would start caring about 360 games again, like really collecting for that system, you're going to run into a big problem. The online servers are going to be turned off, and a lot of these games require patches and updates. That's not going to exist anymore in this world. The only thing that's going to work is going to be Game of the Year editions, and some of those even needed patches and updates to work. So I'm just saying,
I don't see the community of the heavy console modders really aiming them at any new servers or anything.
No, but if you could get Xbox 360 discs to play on a PC, you could see the servers living on.
Oh yeah.
In some back alley server somewhere, because you have far more room in the PC world than you do in the Xbox world.
Definitely.
So I think that's the way you salvage and possibly make the Xbox 360 a viable retro system in the market.
Yep.
Sony's not going to have that.
Sure.
Period. For the PlayStation 3. Not PlayStation 1 and 2 are cool and solid, and we all get along. I want to install your PlayStation 1. You know I like PlayStation 1 too. All right.
I would actually like to see the sales of their the PlayStation 3 games on the PS4, like basically the live broadcast is what you're playing. Whatever the cloud gaming stuff.
Oh, now? Is it PlayStation Now?
Yeah, PlayStation
Okay.
Now. I would like to see the sales on that. It's got to be abysmal, man.
Well, it tested horrible in the beta, so I can't
did
imagine
it?
people. Well, because it seemed like it was going to be one of those things where you're going to be able to pay a monthly, and you were going to get access to all this library. But it wasn't that. It's essentially you're paying access to rent monthly.
Yeah, and it's not even all that much time either.
No, frankly, for the most part, you can get most of those games. You can get most of those games cheaper if you just came into Game Trader 2 Oxnard, St. Charles, Missouri, 63303, and you just walked over to the PlayStation 3 section and just bought them outright.
Now, here's a topic I don't think you guys have discussed on. Well, maybe it was on the past couple episodes of Overclocked. But
we only really had one episode of Overclocked.
Okay, well, anyway.
We went on a hiatus, and we kind of ended up getting screwed on 2 episodes.
Somebody has figured out how to make reproduction carts now of the Japanese, the BS games, what do they call
Satellite.
it? The Satellaview.
Oh.
Where they actually are putting the dialogue translated from Japanese back onto the cartridges.
Really?
Yeah.
really
That
cool.
looks really cool.
That's
I mean,
awesome.
it's probably going to be as cool as, the CDI Zelda games.
Those had a much better reputation than the CDI Zelda game. You really don't get much lower in the food chain than the CDI Zelda games.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty low. And somehow we didn't have a CDI Zelda game for one of the Torture for Tots as a Torture for Tots game. I don't know. Torture for Tots 2,
We got you covered
re-torturing?
this time.
Well, they're expensive though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we can get around that. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, say no more. Pretty sure this...
Uh-oh. What do we got going on?
What?
In black and white.
Oh. Fair enough.
It was only a reference that I would get.
All right.
Who you gonna
Reminder.
call? Nobody.
Reminder.
Missouri Game Con?
Missouri Game Con, Mo Game Con, August 13th, 2016, from noon to 7 at the Elks Lodge, 6330 Hege Road, Afton, Missouri, 63123. By the way, found out there is a Pokestop and a gym there.
Oh my goodness.
Gauntlet dropped.
Boom! We're saving that for the end.
Be sure to come out, mogamecon.com, to get your advance tickets now and to find out all your information, including a listing of the tournaments. All the vendors are going to be there, what we went over with earlier tonight. All the guests, all the information. Like I said, you can buy your advance tickets now. We believe Groupon is still active. Still active on the deal as well. So yeah, definitely come out to Mo Game Con. I'll be there. Matt will be there. Jake will be there.
Bell's on.
I ain't coming no more.
What? Not coming anymore. That's the Bob Friedel difference.
Canceled.
It's over.
Wait, Bob's not going to be there?
Nobody's driving from Canada down to Michigan.
No. Bob will be there.
Bob will be there.
Good.
Bob will be
Adam
there.
Korlick will be there.
I'll be there.
Platinum Fungi, we'll believe.
Rocket Punch
Will be
Radio.
there.
Fungi?
Fungi.
Kitty Cat Addy.
Random Fungi.
Fungi.
Kitty Cat Addy.
Right on.
Bongo Party. Dumpster Monkey. BT. They'll all be there from the VGS crew.
Crafter making it in town?
No.
Oh.
William Shatner. Oh.
No.
Dang old
No.
Dr. Stephen Brule.
All different kinds of things. All this and more. Sponsored by Game Trader 2. Sponsored by Slackers. Sponsored by people.
Something I found out.
Yes.
You cannot haggle at Slackers.
Just
in case anybody wants to know this.
But you can try and haggle at the Mo Game Con. At worst, you'll get admonished on a certain forum group. That's about it. Mocked openly. But anyway. All right. Anyone else got anything?
I got nothing.
Nothing.
Thank you so much for finally being here, Bob.
Yes, Bob.
Yes.
It feels good not to.
It took a formal invitation. Well, a less than formal invitation, but an invitation on the last podcast.
I feel like every phone call we ever tried to make to you that you didn't answer was an invitation to be here. Just say it. We don't
like to talk on the phone. I'm not very audible.
Fair enough.
I'm right in the mic right now.
Next time I'll bring my megaphone and you can just talk back like that. And then we might
sound like a 90s grunge song.
Yeah. Be doing the full-on Scott Weiland. Let me pull the needle out of my arm. Hang on.
I was singing more Chopper Dave. What's it look like up there, Bob? I'm trying to get outside of 70, go eastbound, westbound, I'm on a detour on the eastbound. Thinking this is the ground works back to Cam West. All right, I'm done. Thank you all for coming. MoGameCon.com. Bye.
Bye.